my world just literally fell apart. Like, just looking at them and like worrying that I wouldn't be there for them. It was just heartbreaking. I definitely envisioned myself having to go through chemo. Like, I was convinced in my head that it had spread. So, I originally had my first operation in December. It was actually on my birthday. It was the only appointment they had, and I was like, "I'll take it. Just I want it done." So I had that done on the 16th of December, and then, like I said, it was 9 weeks before I actually got the diagnosis, and then they said that obviously I had to have more of the skin removed, and it had to go down deeper to see whether it was actually had actually spread. I think the problem was because I don't know whether you can see that, but it's there, like it was on my collarbone. So it's so close to the lymphs in my neck that obviously they were hoping that it hadn't spread because it was so close. It's the worst type of skin cancer that you can get. Obviously, it's fast spreading as well. So for me, I was so fortunate to be able to find it early. It actually come about because my friend last year, she sadly passed away from bowel cancer, and she was only 35. And I remember thinking at the time, like, "God, she's left two young kids," and it just really like brought home that I have to like take care of myself. So I've been looking at this mole for ages, and I was thinking that, could it be, couldn't it be? But I knew it was changing rapidly. So it was what happened to her to like prompt me to go really and get seen and get checked. The original operation was in December when when they first removed just the mole itself. Then they sent that away for testing. That took 9 weeks to come back, and then obviously it was then that they called me to say to come into the hospital, and that's when obviously I found out that I had the cancer, and I don't know, I just felt like I needed to go onto Instagram and I needed to tell people because I never thought that that could happen to me. Like, I'm quite olive-skinned, I tan easily. I just thought it happened to, like, blonde hair, blue eyes, really pale skin people. Like, they were the myths what I had, so it was honestly shocking, but, so then I wanted to sort of tell people, like, if you have got something wrong with you or you see something changing on your body, you need to go and get checked out. I had to then re-go back to hospital again. And this was a bit more like they took this operation a lot more seriously. So it was done by a plastic surgeon. It was the first time it was like in and out, sort of cut it out and you're out the door sort of thing. But this one was, it was a lot more intense. It took a longer period of time. It was a lot deeper, a lot longer. And then this one I had to actually got like stitched back up properly. I think the first one I only had one stitch. That's how small it was. But this one was a lot more intense. I had all that trauma to go through again. It has been hell. But I'm one of them people that keeps things internally. So like I obviously to stay strong. I've had a lot of in my life and a lot of trauma, and I've always come through the other side. So I'm quite a strong person. I'm thick-skinned. But obviously looking at my kids, like that was what was making me, I'm gonna cry now. Just looking at them and like worrying that I wouldn't be there for them. It was just heartbreaking really and scary. And yeah, thankfully I am okay now, but you know, they have said that it's more than likely gonna come back somewhere else now. I've had it once, so that's a scary thing to think about. But I know the warning signs now, and I know that I will just go to the hospital straight away. I was worrying every single day, like internally, but trying to just keep a brave face for everyone. Even like my husband was telling me every day, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. But on the inside, I was honestly crumbling. Like it's affected my whole life without like people around me knowing it, like I wasn't focusing, I wasn't doing the things what I needed to do. I almost went into my shell and didn't want to even like socialize with people because I couldn't function properly. Like I couldn't function with life, or even like little things like doing the dishwasher or doing the washing, things just sort of come to a halt, and I just wasn't me. And I haven't been until I got the news that I was okay. I was having sleepless nights. I was just worrying constantly. I've lost a lot of weight through stress. I think the only things what have been keeping me going are my kids, my husband, and the fact that we've got a house build going on, which is another stress in itself. And but things have been keeping me occupied. But yeah, just not been myself at all. I've lost about 2 stone in total, just under 2 stone in total. Not being able to eat, the stress of it all. I've been doing Pilates to try and like take my mind off things. Just I feel like that was something that like helped me just mentally as well. Like just that bit of an hour's time to myself in peace and quiet and just without a phone or without worrying about stuff. And that's like helped me a lot too. Yeah, I definitely envisioned myself having to go through chemo. Like I was convinced in my head that it had spread. Like over Christmas, I started getting, I think it was January actually, I started to get like pain in my neck and up into my ear. And I was convinced that that was the cancer spreading. It was just honestly like any little thing has just triggered me, and it's been really, really hard. I told my older kids what was happening because obviously I didn't want them to see Instagram or see the news and then be like, what, my mum's got cancer. Um, and they were old enough to understand. And, I had a conversation with them, and, you know, they understood that. I just convinced them that I was gonna be okay. "Don't worry, mum's gonna be okay, I've had an operation, it's gonna get cut out." But my younger kids, I didn't wanna obviously tell them because they just wouldn't have understood it. If the kids heard the word cancer, they are like just gonna think of the word death, aren't they? I was thinking, "Oh, they've read the wrong report, and, like, why would they say it's okay if it's not?" Um then for someone to quickly message me back and ring me back and say, "Actually, you shouldn't have been told that." It was scary. I just thought like, "Oh my God, I'm not gonna be okay. Like, what's gonna happen next?" Oh, honestly, all I've done for the past few months is cry, but not in front of people. Like I will cry in front of like my husband and stuff, but he's been so, so supportive. Like he's really been my rock through all of this. We were sitting in the garden with the kids and she rang me and said that it was the consultant and that my full test results were back and everything was okay. And she didn't want me to wait for the letter to come out. She wanted to tell me over the phone. So I just felt so relieved. Tears of relief, happiness. Like I literally got on the phone to everyone, my mum, my dad. Obviously Michael was here. So yeah, it was just so, so happy that it's finally over and that I can just get on with my life. And like I say, I just feel like I've now gone back to just being a mum again, and I can be happy and just get on with my life, but knowing in the back of my mind that I have got to be very cautious of going in the sun, protecting my skin, making sure my whole outlook on sunbathing, going on holidays, like I would be that person to get up at 8 o'clock, go and get the best sunbed and go and lay there as much as possible and get really, really dark. But now it's about looking after my skin. They said obviously I will likely get it again in the future because if you've had it once, then like the moles will probably change. So, which is quite scary, really. I have got a couple that have changed and got a little bit darker, so I just need to keep an eye on them. But it's all about just looking after yourself now and making sure that if there are any changes, to just go straight to the hospital. I think when anyone hears the word cancer, you've got cancer, it's like my world just literally fell apart. Like, I was with Michael's mum, and I just burst into tears. I was like, I just wasn't expecting it. Like, I really wasn't. Although I've been phoned and told to come into the hospital the next day, you know, everyone around me was trying to convince me that no, it's gonna be fine. So then when I heard the word cancer, it was like, that's it, I'm gonna die. Is obviously it is a positive, happy ending for me. Um, but hopefully I can just use my experience of what I've been through to help other people. A lot of people have come to me after I've spoken about it and said, "You've helped me go and get checked out, and now I've found out, I've got cancer too. So thank you, thanks, because otherwise they wouldn't have gone."